Hello parents, teachers and caregivers out there. This is Gomati from the Little Story Station. Welcome to another episode of book recommendations. And happy Navratri to you all. With the Navratri, happening around the world currently, I would like to recommend you, to your children, 3 books about Navratri that I really loved reading and reading to my child. So come and let's see what those book recommendations are. If you have not subscribed to Little Story Station, please do so, and without further ado, let's jump on to today's episode, shall we? Alright, so let's go with the book recommendations about Navarathri today. The first book I would like to talk about is Let's Celebrate Navarathri. This story is similar to, this is published by the Culture Groove, and this is also a book with a list of stories about the culture and the different festivals that's happening in India. If you've read the Amar series, this is pretty similar to the Amar series books, and this story especially is about Navratri. And if you look at it, the pictures are pretty Indian and has a lot of details about what Navratri is, and has very expressive illustrations of the festival. The story talks mainly about how Navratri is celebrated in Gujarat. That's what is mainly covered in this book, and gives a lot of emphasis on Ram Leela and Dandiya and Garba and all that good stuff. So if you are somebody who celebrates the Navratri in that way, this will be a good book to introduce to your child about Navratri. And the lead characters Neil and Maya in this book, they are living in Chicago. They are living outside of India, and they come to India to celebrate Navratri. And so this explains to kids who live outside of India about Navratri. So so if you're living outside India, this is a good book to pick up for Navratri. And in Little Story Station, I've also read this book. So if you've not checked it out yet, please click on the link here and read the story for your children. The next book that I have on the list is Shakti. This book is about Durga and Shakti, and this is the Amar Chitra Katha book, and this story talks about 7 different forms of Adi Shakti. It talks about the stories of Annapurna, Kanyakumari, Meenakshi, Brahmari, Mahi, Sashti and Mukambika. So these are the 7 different stories about Adi Shakti that is covered, and this is a graphical book. If you look at it, these are the graphical novels, and as usual has a lot of typical to the Amar Chitra Katha books and publications. This is very illustrative and has a lot of beautiful pictures and illustrations from India, and has a lot of stories, backstories that even adults are not aware of. So I highly recommend that you pick this book for your young ones to talk about the different forms of Adi Shakti, and what other better time than Navratri to talk about Navshakti or Adi Shakti, right? The third book on the list is Navadurga, and this book is published by the Puffin Books and written by Nalini Ramachandran. And this book was actually something that I bumped into in my search for my son's knowledge, in quest of Navratri, books around Navratri, and I was very pleasantly surprised by the amount of detail that this book covers, and Nalini Ramachandran has done an excellent job explaining about Navratri and the different forms of the Durga Ma over the 9 different days. So if you are aware, the 9 days of Navratri is to celebrate the Navadurgas, namely the Shailaputri, Brahmacharini, Chandraganta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Katyayani, Kalaratri, Mahagauri and Siddhidatri. And this book explains stories about each of the forms of Durga and how it is all related to Navaratri, and it also talks about snippets of the culture around the country and how Navaratri is celebrated in different parts of the country. Like for example, in this page talks about Matani Pachedi in Gujarat, and talks about Golu in Tamil Nadu, and talks about Durga Puja in West Bengal. In each of these, at the end of each of these stories. So I highly recommend this book, and you cannot go wrong if you pick this book, and you don't have to look further. If you pick this book, this is the one guide that you would want to have in your house for Navratri, to talk to your child about Navratri. Well, in terms of the age recommendation, I would go with this book for little younger readers, 5 years or younger, and the Navadurga book for children from 6-7 years to about 8-9 year olds, and the Shakti for children from 7 to 10-11 year olds. So yeah, so those are the 3 book recommendations I have for you for Navratri, and I hope you guys are able to buy these books and celebrate Navratri with meaning with your children. If you have not subscribed to Little Story Station yet, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and like and share this video, and I will see you in another episode with another set of book recommendations. I hope you like this episode, and I will see you again very soon. Take care and have a happy Navratri, happy Dashara, happy Durga Puja, happy Golu, and happy Vijayadashmi to all of you all. Take care and see you soon. Bye.